All right.
Okay, welcome everybody. Yes, we are now live in YouTube. While we are waiting the others, I will copy the link and share it to our partners. So today it is an special AMA. You can ask any question all related to DigiU ecosystem, to news, to the product, concerning the back office, concerning the KYC. Okay, welcome, Mr. Junior, or I can say Pastor Junior. You are welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much,
Yes.
Mr. Gerard.
We are already live in YouTube. Let me share the link here in the description so you can share it to the forum. You know that we have a problem. The first link, we have a problem to synchronize with the link inside our post. Yes, but this one, it is working. So we will delete, I will try to delete the first so that all the partner can be connected with this link. Thank you. Okay. How are you, Mr. Junior?
Oh, I'm fine by the grace of God. Everything is okay, especially with the great news that we had from DigiU all the times, because we almost had our shares multiplied by 5. So with such a news, in fact, it is wonderful.
Yes, let me open my camera. This is me. I am with my phone. Yes, I am on travel. I was in the barrier somewhere, and so I was making a stop, yes, to follow the meeting and to help. So I'm ready. Let's go. You see, today I am wearing my DigiU t-shirt, my DigiU shirt, and the national representative written here. You can see it. Okay, let me set you as co-host. Set you as co-host. Yes. Okay. Guy, no, take the link and share it in the forum so that we can follow. And you also, you can check in the channel if there is a question inside. We will try to answer. Okay, Mr. Junior, I don't know if you have something to say.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Gerald.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful time being here today again with you guys. I just want to really go straight to the point because I saw on the agenda of the meeting that there will be talks about reorganization of the DigiU and also about what will come up on the second half of the year. So I know that the CEO spoke a lot about this on the on the YouTube released. So, but I was just hoping that we could hear more explanation on that, and also maybe more information about it. That's the question I want to ask. Hello.
Yes. Yeah, if I'm getting you very well, you are talking about the reorganization of the ecosystem, or should I say the new organization of our ecosystem?
Yes. On according to the agenda of the Zoom meeting, it was clearly stated that we are going to be discussing that the reorganization of DigiU, as well as talking about the what should come up the second half of this year. So I was just hoping we could have more light on that so that we will get better prepared. And also I see at the back office that there are some updates showing clearly that they're getting ready for the snapshots, and those people who on the I think the shareholder register. So the shareholder register on it, I could see that I could see individuals, everybody who registered within the DigiU who is a shareholder for one thing or the other, and those who missed out, it's also written in minus sign. Those who didn't, it's written in plus sign. So I just want to hear more clarity on that. I think I heard Mr. Junior talking about that our snapshots, that our shares will be multiplied by almost 5, if I'm quoting him right.
Yes.
So I think I want to hear more about that and all that. So thank you very much.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for the question. Thank you. Yes, let me begin by the reorganization, talking about the listing of all the shareholders. You know that like we are in a country, when a country need to know how many people are living in that country, they will make they will make a checkout account of all the people. For us to go to the stock market, the first step is to know exactly how many partners we are, how many investors we are, and how many DigiU have in the ecosystem. And each of them, how many shares they have in their bag. I can say like that. You know, this is the first thing to the stock market. Know who we are. Talking about KYC, how many shares we have. Now, after listing, DigiU will eliminate all the fake accounts. For example, those who have a couple of accounts, they cannot do KYC in all their accounts. After a time, DigiU will burn or will erase their accounts. You understand? That is the first thing. And this work is progressively. They're going after one of another. Now, the snapshot is to reward all the partner, the investor who are actively paying the installment or close the package before of time. They will be rewarded. This is a reward. So there will be a snapshot. In fact, you have seen in the file, every partner, each of all, we can go inside our back office under the section DigiU share. You will see a registry holder inside. We can check by your ID. Mr. Junior maybe with share a screen if he have his laptop. Unfortunately, I am on travel, so I don't have my laptop with me where I am. But you can go through inside your back office, as you said. You will see the plus and the minus. Means that minus means that you have lose. You will not participate. If you see a minus in your line ID means that you have lose maybe one snapshot. If you see two minus, means that you have lose two snapshot. But many people have plus, a green plus in all the time, means that they are ready to participate in all the snapshots. Okay, that is what I can say now. Now talking about the upcoming future, talking about reorganization. Yes, we'll continue to have the burning share after the snapshot, as I was saying. We will have the fake accounts erased, and then those shares will be burned, and the other share that will not be sold will be burned also, so that we will see the share price increase. We see the share price increase, maybe like we were saying, by 4 times or 5 times. You know, because the quantity, the number of shares will be reduced, so that when the number of shares is reduced, the price will increase, and all the share prepared for distribution will be distributed with all the partners who will participate in the snapshot. In fact, for the beginning, that is what I can say now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Gerard. But there's still one thing you haven't spoken about. I think when we look at it, in the video the CEO dropped last on YouTube, I think he made mention of how these snapshots, you know, the accrual bonus will be given, and the way what Mr. Junior said now about almost ×5. I just want by what indicators are we looking at? Because for instance, I think there was a broadcast I saw stating clearly that for snapshot 1, maybe 3.5 billion units of shares will be distributed for snapshot 1. But by what parameters are they going to be allocated? For instance, let's say someone who owns 10,000 or let's say 100,000 units of shares, and that person for snapshot 1, is it going to be ×4 for snapshot 1, ×4 for snapshot 2, ×4 for snapshot 3, and thereabout? Or is it going to be that both snapshot 1, 2, 3, and 4 is the multiple of 4? that we're talking about. So in that regard, I want clarity. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Thank you for the question. It is a big question because me also, I'm asking the same question. At this time, we don't know how it will be calculated. Really, we don't know. Only the CEO and his team knows very well how they will calculate it. We don't know if, for example, we don't know if the calculation will be made with the share paid effectively, or if it will be made of all the package, including also the share we will not paid. You understand? So at this time, I cannot
I think
answer
in the video,
to this question.
yes, Mr. Junior, Mr. Gerald, sorry, I think in that video,
Yes.
he made mention
Mhm.
of the fact that there will be some unit of shares in reserve for those who are making payments. So those that they have paid, they will get bonus shares for it. And when they finish the total package, they will be able to claim the rest of the bonus shares for their installments too. So he made mention of that, but like you said, maybe we'll wait for him to clarify on
Yes,
it.
maybe yes. Because me also, I don't understand very well what he was talking about. I don't know, Mr. Junior. Mr. Junior, maybe you have heard more than me. Can you say something?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, about
Okay,
what is
thank you.
coming is that you will realize that in your back office, because it's true now like that, I am trying, my laptop is very big. I am on the desktop now, because I want like to, as I'm talking, I want to share the screen for us to have a better understanding. All right, but while doing it, I want to say that we had about 4 snapshots. We had about 4 snapshots, and you will realize that in every snapshot, there is something like in every snapshot, there is a distribution, and that distribution for every snapshot is almost equal to the number of shares we have presently. So that means you have snapshot 1, snapshot 2, snapshot 3, and snapshot 4. And for those people that participated to all those 4 snapshots, they have their shares multiplied about by 4 times 8, something like that. About 4 times 8, if you realize very well. Because so I am sorry, it would be good to, in fact, to present this one with the screen. I don't know as I am doing, but let me explain it like that first.
Yes.
So we have our shares that are multiplied a bit like that. That means now like that we are waiting for the company, because very soon it is possible for us now to be clarified about everything that will happen. But just know that your number of shares, if you participated to all the snapshots, will be multiplied about by let's say by 5, almost by 5. So that is what I
Okay.
can say.
Okay.
I don't
Thank
know.
you. Yeah. Thank you very much. I think okay, if I get you clearly, what you said is that if I get, for instance, I only got the 4 snapshots from 1 to 4. So if I get just because I got it, that means it will be almost times 5. What I'm going to get in total will be times 5 of my shares. So now, thank you for that. But the next question I want to now ask afterward is this: that, for instance, there are people paying installments.
Please, a question here.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, we are hearing. We are hearing you.
Okay, so I'm saying that, for instance, there are people who are paying their installments, and let's say some people didn't commit to it after some few months, and maybe they are unable to finish the installment, and thereby they got it cancelled. Now, I want to ask, because of this issue of recalculation that is currently ongoing, where the organization is already estimating the total amount of shares that should go to each individual. If this so-called person didn't finish his or her installments, I think the right way, the right measure to mitigate such effect so that the recalculation stuff is not disturbed is that this enlargement option, option for current investors to enlarge their package. I think DigiU should leave it for now until the total installment stuff they can confirm that people are really committing to it. And maybe when at least 80 to 90% of the people who are paying their installments have almost, finished their installment package, then they can say maybe they want to remove it. So what I'm trying to push out right now is that, are they going to remove it anytime soon, or they are going to leave it? Because I consider it as a way to actually guide off this possibility of people not committing to their installments. Though we are making effort, but we can't say for everyone, because like they say, all fingers are not equal. So what do you see regarding that?
I didn't get you very well. Are you talking about the installment plan inside? I mean, the enlarging of package already
Yes, I'm talking
available.
about it. I'm talking about enlargement of package. That are they going to remove it anytime soon? Because I am
Yes,
talking about
yes,
its importance,
so
that we need it.
yes, they will remove it. They will remove it maybe at the end of this month, or maybe if it stay long at the end of the month of September, they will remove it.
Okay, but Mr. Gerard, have you considered what will happen if people did not commit to their installments and the recalculation has been done? Don't you think that this enlargement option will be there for people? It's just like when we're talking about Apato. When someone wants to sell his or her Apato token, he goes to the secondary markets and another person has the opportunity to pick it up. So if they leave this enlargement option, it will be like a secondary market for other people to pick up the installment plan that another person is canceling, since the sales of shares
Yes,
are spent. So I'm thinking that
yes.
it's wise for
In
them to
your
leave.
side, let me answer to you. In your side, you are reasoning very well, but you are forgetting one important point. We are preparing the ecosystem to go to the stock market. So sooner or later, we need to stop it and make all the calculation, all the jurisdiction verification before stock market. If we continue to sell share or enlarge packet, we will never know at the end who have how much of share, because somebody will enlarge now and then at the next month or maybe in 2 months enlarge it again and again and again and will not finish. So this is an important point you are forgetting. We have a juridical verification, yes, and we have a deadline to prepare the ecosystem to be ready to go to the stock market. You understand, Mr. Marvelous? That is
Yeah.
why we need to end for some, in fact, some feature available inside the back office. We need to stop it for for calculation to be made easily, because we need to know at the end how many effectively partner we have. We need to know how many of share every partner have. We need to know how many have done a successful KYC and going to the stock market. And you know that our roadmap never changed since the beginning, since 2019. In the roadmap is written inside stock market pre-IPO, pre-IPO in 2025. And now like this, we are already at the end of 2024. So we need to be ready according to our roadmap. That is why we cannot continue. But if the IT you are proposing, it is good. Normally, it is good. But talking about all the reason I mentioned to you, you understand that we cannot continue.
Yes. I think I get it.
All right. So a question now, please.
Yes.
Okay, before you ask your question, Mr. Friend, please let me show this one. This is the back office. Now, like that, when you just come to DigiU shares and then register for shareholders. So you just come here, register for shareholders. You just enter here. So this is the register for shareholders. Generally, the first here is is your own. That means this account, for example, this first one is the ID of this account. Now let me copy this one for us to have like an idea of what I was not saying. Let me copy this one, this ID, and this ID is the ID of this account. Oh, we had one before. Okay, let me put it like this. Okay, now when I validate here, this is the account now. And you will realize that this is what the country, first of all, this is the ID of the partner ID. Now like that, we have the balance, DigiU balance. That means the number of shares. That is it here. You can even compare it. That is it. Now like that, this account participated to all the snapshots. The first snapshot, this is the number of shares that this account is going to receive for the first snapshot. For the second snapshot, this is the number of shares that this account will receive. This here. The third snapshot, this is where the number of shares this account is going to receive. The fourth snapshot also, this is the number of shares this account is going to receive. And this is the remaining shares of the in the installment. Now you will realize that this account will have the first, second, third, and fourth snapshot. And we will also have the number of shares remaining. So this is what I was explaining, that the number of shares, this one will be almost multiplied by 5 at the end. So it is a bit like that, almost by 5 at the end. But not like that, because
Junior,
I has to. Yes.
Okay, please, just for sake of clarity, so I can follow you very well. When you said multiply by 5, assuming I can see 87,000 thereabout. Am I right?
Yes, 87,000. Yes.
Okay, so when you say multiply almost by 5, that is 85,000 times 5. Is that what you're saying?
Not exactly. In fact, if you realize 87, we have here 87, we have here 81, we have here 82, we have here 79. You see, that means the number of shares this account is going to have at the end will be 87 plus 79 plus 82 plus 81 plus 87. And that is why I'm saying almost multiplied by 5. That means it's not exactly. That means when you put the addition of all those accounts, it will be almost by 5. In fact, to be exact, it is almost by 7.77. Let's say 4.7, 4.6, something like that. That means it is the addition of all the snapshots.
All right.
Are you getting? Even in your account, you can do to see what you are going to.
Okay, Mr. Junior, do you mean the addition of all?
If it is by 2.
Mr. Junior, please, can
yes,
you hear me?
Yes,
okay,
I'm
now, what I want you to clarify is this. You see, what you said is understandable already, but there is a problem somewhere. Now, you look at, please, don't look at the snapshot one. Look at the balance. Please, move to the left. Let's see the screen.
Yeah.
So the DigiU balance.
This is the balance.
Yes. So 87,026.14. Now, what I want to be certain of is that is this the total units of shares that this person got after final payment, or it is still the little that is released during that he has paid for out of his own installments. You know, what I'm trying to say is that there are some people who are making full payments or who have completed their full payments and gotten the total balance. And there are some that their balance is just a portion out of their installments. So is this one a portion out of the installments, or is it full payment balance? So that we know how to tell people when they look at their own stuff and compare it to their full payments. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Now, this is what this account has paid already. That means what is inside the register, that is it here, you see. Now, like that, this is what is to be paid. This is what is to be paid in this account. Now, I asked the question today to Anna, that is the one responsible of partnership, and I asked her, because you know that this one is multiplied almost by 5, you see. I asked her, what about this one, that is the rest of the shares in installment? She said that this one will be multiplied also. That means we are going to have a recalculation of everything. But we are going to have some complementary information later on. So, but for now, this is what we know according to what we have paid. For this that we have paid already, we are going to have the addition of all those ones. But for those ones now that are to be paid, in fact, we are going to have the multiplication for those people that respect their installment till the end. But for now, we cannot say anything because we are going to receive some additional information from the company.
Okay. Mr. Junior, hold on, please. Sorry, my questions may be too much, and sometimes I may even get you annoyed, but I want to apologize ahead of time. So now, what I want to ask, based on what you said now, is that you said that as the person keeps paying, later on it will be added. So I want to know the means by which it will be added. For instance, does it mean that as this person is paying his monthly installments, the snapshot will also be increasing, or is it that at the end of the full payment, that is when the remaining snapshot will also be added? So I want to know the means by which this will be done, so that we will get the message clear.
Okay, that is a wonderful question. If you were there at the time of times 11, in fact, you would have an idea about it. The simple thing is that this number of shares, that is rest of the shares in installment, will be multiplied, you see. And when this one will be multiplied, that means, in fact, it will everything will be okay. So it is a bit like that. But we don't know the coefficient they are going to multiply this one, you see, for now. But this one will be multiplied with the time. So that is now what they will, according to what they say. That means if, for example, they multiply by 4.2, let's say for 4.8, for example, that means to this balance, DigiU balance, they will add snapshot 1, 2, 3, and 4. But for this one, they will multiply this one by 4.2. So it is a bit like that. And when they will multiply this one by 4.2, the DigiU exchange, that is the DigiU share price, it is possible for it also to be divided by 4.2 for the DigiU shares to go back. So let it to go down. So it is a bit what may happen in the future. And it is what happened during times 11. That means everybody that participated to that opportunity, they had the number of shares multiplied and the share price decreased. And all those people paying their installment, in fact, everything on the installment was multiplied. But here, they did not multiply. They just did snapshot 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it is a bit what is different here.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think it's clear. One final note before I allow others to, but it seems that I've been talking too much. I just want to say that I can see some 200 units of shares that $200 rather on your account, and it seems like you're not using it. Do I send my ID so that you transfer?
I've heard. I will think about it.
Okay. Pastor Ralph has a question. Hello.
Yes, I thank you.
Hi.
Yeah. Firstly, I want to advise and suggest that if any one of us is not talking, we can mute because it has a way of disturbing the mic, cracking the voice. That is number one. Number two, in respect to the snapshot 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the fourth one, I think one of the criteria is maybe someone who have not fully made payment before the snapshot. If that account is owing, he or she will not participate. Or is there any other criteria in respect to that? Then, having said that, in line with what Mr. Marvelous was asking, now, if the expansion is there, Mr. Gera said is going to stop around September. So it means that we don't know the date yet. We can just encourage as many people that have capacity to increase their package for now.
Yes. Yes, it is like that. We don't know the exact date. It can end at the end of this month or next month. The only thing we can do is to encourage many people. Those who can enlarge their package, it is time to enlarge it. Yes, because after a short time, it will stop.
Okay, so in respect to the snapshot, is it the penalty of, maybe an account supposed to fully paid by June, that account is owing money. That is why you couldn't participate in maybe a snapshot 2, 3 to 5, 4 rather.
Hello. Hello, it's your connection.
Yeah, can you hear me now, sir?
Yes, now it's good. Can you come again?
Yeah, the penalty for snapshot 3 and 4, for instance, like I have an account under me. One of my team members was asking why he or she did not. So I was trying to check, and I found out that as at that 31st of July, the account haven't finished paying money. It was owing 1 month. So is that the penalty for that individual?
Yes. In fact, if I understood very well, if the account of somebody is in red during the time of snapshot, he will not participate. So if you see minus in the column, in the snapshot column, means that the person have not paid his installment on time. So he didn't. The snapshot didn't took his account inside the list. So he will not participate. This is how it's work. Even if you pay after a time, you will not participate. You will participate maybe in the next snapshot if your account is if your installment is on time. If you are not late, if you are not late with your payment, you will participate. But at the time the snapshot is taking place, if your account is in red, means that you are late in your payment. You will not participate. I don't know if I have understood very well what you said.
Yeah, Mr. Gerard, let me also add to that. You see, my own installments also gets to red anytime I didn't pay on the 30th. So before on the 30th of every month, I must pay. So, but what happened is that I found out that before the 4th snapshot, which took place on the 1st, I just had to pay very early, I think around 1 a.m. at midnight. You understand? I paid, I make the payment. So, and despite the fact that it was already showing red. When I now make the payments, I was still able to make the snapshot. So even if the account is in red, but the person is able to make the payments before that snapshot takes place, he or she will get it, because I
Yes,
got
of
it
course.
despite the fact that
Yes,
I.
of course. The important is to pay it before the day of the snapshot. You can be red of 3 months, but the snapshot is taking place tomorrow, for example. You pay today and you are ready. Your account is okay. You will participate. The problem is to pay before the day of the snapshot is taking place, not after.
Yes.
You understand?
Okay, Mr. Gerald, I have a question. So my question is as regards the installment payment, because when the CEO, when we had that meeting with him, I think that was on Friday, he was talking about for some of our partners who are still paying installment. Then he was saying something about paying your installment, let's say twice, or like, how would I put it? Like, let's say if you pay $100 every month or $50 every month, then you can pay like twice of that, meaning 100, or any package that you've picked. Then he said something about that if you do that, there's going to be bonus shares that would be given to you. So how does it really work?
I didn't get you very well. You are talking about if somebody paid many installments before of time.
Yes, yes, yes. Because the CEO was saying that there's going to be a promotion whereby if you pay like twice the amount you used to pay every month, let's say, for example, you used to pay $200 per month as your installment payment. But now, if you are able to pay $400 like in just 1 month, or even pay like three
Okay.
times, let's say like $600, then he said
Yes.
that there's going to be bonus shares given to you. So please, can you elaborate more on that?
Yes.
That,
At
that
this
is under
time, it
fast
did not.
payment.
Yes, Mr. Marvelous, go
Yeah,
ahead.
Mr. Gerald.
Oh, okay, okay. No,
Yes.
let me allow you.
I hear Mr. Marvelous saying something. Please, can you
Yes,
develop?
there is a fast under the achievement option. There is an achievement for
Yeah.
fast payments. So if you make payments faster than your monthly installments, it will be accrued to you as fast payments. And for every action within DigiU wants to reward everybody. So much so that when you refer people and you encourage them with 100 units of shares, by the time you refer and encourage 5 people with 100 units of shares, did you also reward you with 200 units of shares? So even fast payment is also rewarded. So that's what I think about. I don't know, Mr. Gerard has
Yes,
more.
yes, you are right. You are right, because did you need money? Did you need to recover all the money for them to develop all the program before the end of the next year? You understand? Because next year is very crucial and important for the whole conglomerate. I mean, it's all the ecosystem inside DigiU. Yes. So now, any payment on time, or as you said, many, if you pay, for example, or if you close your installment ahead of time, DigiU will reward you. And this reward will be published after. But it is taken, like Mr. Marvelous was saying, it is calculating and positioning in achievement. Then after the end, like they were distributed the drop X next time, they will accumulate and accumulate. Maybe at the end of this one, I don't know, or at the end of this year, we don't know the exact date. There will be a distribution of those rewards. But at this time, we don't know exactly how much they will give it to you. You know, for example, the drop X box. Did you say maybe there will be a car inside? We don't know, a laptop, maybe mini iPhones or earpod or many things, or Apple Watch. I don't know. Many reward will be inside. So you know that they are not talking too much for talking about what they will do. at the right time, we see the surprise, and those who are lucky are happy. But something is sure is that there will be a lot of reward, talking about all those who are paying on time.
Okay, Mr. Gerard, talking about this question, I think something comes up in my mind that since DigiU is rewarding every action within the community, I think leaders also need to be rewarded somehow, that is celebrated. I think, for instance, in Pi, for those of us who mind Pi, this is popular. Sorry, I'm mentioning another products within this meeting, but
No problem.
just to cite an example that they used to have a Pi moderator day where they celebrate the moderators and all those stuff. So I think in all organizations,
my brother,
basically,
this is a good proposition. Let me note it, and I will push it, because we need to be rewarded for our work.
Exactly. You see, in every standard organization, there is an incentive. They incentivize those who are standing out and performing. It will also encourage more action, more activity, even others to want to come up and do the same. So I think it's a good thing to laud. When there is a good effort, you identify it as a laudable effort, and you applaud that person. The person is encouraged to do more. In our culture, they will say that when you praise someone, you are simply saying that appraisal, so that he can do more. So
you are right.
Yeah, so I think the DJ also should consider that, because sometimes when you send someone an errand, how he delivers it, and you are not there, how he delivers it is up to that person. But for that person to deliver it as if you are there, you need to celebrate that person. So I think that's just my own contribution regarding that.
Yes, thank you. We will definitely put it in front of them, so that we will see what they will say about. And there is a question in the chat. Pastor Raf is asking, is the reward on snapshot including KYC updates? I don't understand. Pastor Raf, please, can you explain? Hello?
I think what he's saying is that the snapshots for, is it including KYC? Like if someone has done with KYC?
Okay. No, what I mean is this, that if you look at it, you see that there is a snapshot 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there is KYC. So my question now is this, that, okay, if KYC has been done before the day of snapshot, does it also, what is it called, bring about a reward?
I actually don't think so, because mine was in green and there's no reward for it.
Even me, I don't think so. I don't think so, because it's already mentioned if the account is KYC'd or not. But in fact, let us note and act.
Okay, so the indication is that, okay, if the account has done KYC, it will not be in red, it will show blue, kind of, or it will not be in mine.
Yes, it's like that.
All right. Yeah,
you see in the image, Mr. Junior is sharing. You see, some of our account are minus red, and the other one at plus green in the KYC. And now you see in this other page, you see all those accounts are in red in KYC percent. They did not do KYC, and you can see some of the account have, for example, the second in the page, Nigeria. So he will not participate in any snapshot, either 1, 2, 3, or 4. You see, but he have already done his KYC. You see, so this is a simple example for what we are talking about.
Okay, Mr. Gerard. So sorry. I just want to really ask this question. So I'm
Okay.
looking at this whole share register for shareholder, but then I found out that the whole 22,000 plus people who are shareholders are on this list. But there is no way of checking the statistics of countries. That is, I want to know which country is more of a shareholder than the other in that order. That is, what out of this total of 22,000 people, what portion of it is owned by Russians? What portion of it is owned by other countries, including Nigeria, Cameroon, and what have you? So my question, I don't know if you get it. That is, can we have the statistics for countries within this register? Because now we are seeing the proper shareholders who are lucky to own these shares. So can we have also the statistics of shareholders by national? You understand?
Yes, I understand.
I want to let me
Yes,
say
go
something
ahead.
about. Okay. About this one, in fact, I don't know if maybe what you mean is statistics, like everything is inside the table, but it is possible for you to have it. For example, if you just come here and you put the country, for example, Nigeria, you have all the Nigeria's shareholders here. You see, Nigerian shareholders here. For example, the person in Nigeria that owns the greatest DigiU balance is this one. 3,000, let's say 3 millions and 5. I don't know who is the person, but if you want to know the person, then you can just copy the, let's say the ID here, and you do like maybe you want to send the share, you want to send dollars to him. You see, then you are going to see the name of the person. You see, that means there are some big investors in Nigeria that maybe that we don't know. You see that here, this is the greatest number. After that, we have 902,000 shares, you see, and so on. So these are all the let's say investors in Nigeria. If, for example, you want to, and this is the balance of the shares in Nigeria, 17,000. For example, if you want to go into another country, for which kind of country can I take? Let's say Morocco. You see, you just type Morocco here, and all the Morocco shareholders will appear here. You see, these are the Morocco shareholders. For example, this is the balance for Morocco. That is 2 millions and so on. You see, let's say the greatest investors in Morocco for now, this is the number of shares he has. That means for every country, it is possible for you to have the balance, let's say DigiU balance, the snapshot, what the country will have in DigiU snapshot 1, snapshot 2, snapshot 3, and 4. And the rest even for the whole country. You see, and the rest for the whole country. For example, if we check the rest of the whole country in Nigeria, that is it for the whole country. So it is a bit like that. That means if you want to know, it is possible for you to know, but like to have let's say a table having all those things, it is not inside the. In fact, it is not possible for now.
Yeah, I think, Mr. Junior, I think you have done a fantastic job in answering my question, because even if the table is not there, this total unit of shares in their billions at the top, I think that's one alone answers it for me, because it's already tells me what I want to know. And just looking at all the countries, I can rate it myself. So I think that's really did a very fantastic job there. And I want to say that I don't think I want to ask any more questions, because my voice is coming too frequent now. Let me allow others to talk. Yeah, thank you.
In fact, through this, I realized that there are some countries that, in fact, you have been neglecting, but there are big investors there. Like South Africa, I was trying to see South Africa here. There are some people living in South Africa, yes, that have more than 1 million shares. I didn't know, you see, but maybe we are not in contact with them. Like this one, you see, this one more than 1.8 millions. This other one 1 million, and so on. You see, that means there are some big investors in South Africa, and in too many countries like that. So, and in fact, it will be good even for those people, you see, sometimes to come and participate in our meetings, in our
Yes.
webinars.
Oh, okay, Mr. Junior. So I know I said I was not going to talk, but I can't hold this. Let me, you know, the reason why it's also important, you know, no, honestly, when you have something you think is really important to get out there, you won't want to hold back. But you see, when you look at it, the reason why I'm talking about this is because being an organization, if we know the levels of countries by the amount of shares they own, then we will understand any policy that DigiU brings later in the future. You know, because at some point in time, some country will be favored more than the other in terms of developments based on the number of shareholders within it. Because what they do with shareholding is your ability to command one utility or the other. So that's why it's important for us to actually have a rating, and with this rating, we can understand the company's policy going forward. So that's why really I was making that question. So thank you very much for that.
Okay, welcome. So please, I have a beautiful question.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, now I have a client who actually invested about $7,000. Okay, and I was able to help manage his account, and where I was involved in this daily tax we're doing, and at the end of the day, he was able to accumulate about 4,700 thereabout shares, in addition to the initial 70-something thousand he has gotten. Okay, so now he's been always trying to know the updates about his back office and all that. And it's like we've been going back and forth. It's just the same, 84,000 thereabout shares. Now, talking about this snapshot and all that, I'm trying to ascertain what kind of information do I put across to him for him to understand that, okay, we are still in the process. It's not like everything has been completed, because since he keeps seeing the same amount every week, right from June, July, August now, and all that. So I want to ascertain what kind of information, or where can I get the right information to be able to present to him that can help him to stay calm and wait for the process to be completed.
Thank you very much. Sir, my question is in the chat, but let me just contribute to this question. I think for such an investor, what you need to do is to make him or her understand the back office. And then if you take him to this registrar, for instance, you will see that if you look at the dashboard of individual account, you will see, let's say, that account have 80-something thousand, like you said. And then if you now put into consideration the snapshots are there indicated. They have not been released to add to the balance he or she have before. Do you understand? So I think that will also build the confidence in him to see that, okay, I have this one from first snapshot, second snapshot, third snapshot, and the fourth one, as the case may be. But this is my total I paid for my balance. This other one have not been added to it, but under that register, he or she can see it. Then other things can also be added to that. Thank you.
I think you've answered it rightly. That's beautiful. So at least I also become anytime I'm giving him the answer.
Yeah, my question from one of my partner is asking this very question. I put it in the chat. I don't know if Mr. Junior or Mr. Gerard have seen it.
Okay, inside the chat of Zoom, inside the Zoom chat.
Yeah, the Zoom chat. The question.
Okay.
For instance, some of them did not give out all their documents. So the question now is that now that some have ended, can they still give those shares out to their new registered partner? And then if they do, those ones that have it, if they can do their KYC, is those share valid for life?
Yes, I think yes. I can say yes, because those shares are already available in the back office. Means that it is the true share that we can send to the partner. Just ask him to send and try to see, because I didn't try since the end of the sale of share. I didn't try, but I think if it is inside the back office, it means that they can be gifted to the partners, and this can count as a real share. So he need to try to send to a partner and see what's happened.
Okay, Mr. Gerard, please, I want to ask a very sensitive question here. I know that every organization with shares has a democratic or civilized process of voting when decisions are to be made. So I want to ask, will DigiU, for instance, is it later? I'm talking, and this question is having reference to more of later in the future after IPO and all that. That's will voting favors more of the number of units of shares or the number of people within the nation? Because DigiU is multinational, so one has to think about this. That will voting favors? Okay, maybe Nigeria has more members within DigiU, and therefore they want to favor that, or the voting will favor more of, okay, this country has more units of shares in DigiU. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes, but I'm asking, voting of what?
Okay, for instance, thank you very much for that question. You know, when the CEO is that?
But
I will bring something up.
Marvelous.
Yeah, let me explain the question Mr. Gerard asked. For instance, when the CEO came to Nigeria, 2023 July, he made mention of the fact that at some point in time there will be an IT park for Africans. You understand this, and that's yes. It will start from one of the country in Africa, and then later on gradually to others. So the country you will start from, he didn't disclose. He said maybe based on performance and all that stuff, or probably based on some other conditions. So, but I am now prospecting. Okay, fine. We want to have it all in all African countries, but then this likely will have some conditions. Maybe for instance, we wanted to have an office here in Nigeria, but there are some conditions we have to meet, whereas some other African countries were able to get the office. So it's therefore brings to mind that will this also be a condition, you understand, so that we start to see what we have to meet ahead of time, because by then it will be too late to start thinking about it. So that's why I really want to know about this.
Okay, now Pastor Raf, please continue.
Yes, sir.
You wanted to answer.
Okay, sir. First of all, when it comes to shares, the share comes to individual. The volume of what individual has determines the authority that individual have in the company. Even sometimes when you want to choose who should be the chairperson or the chairman of that organization, the factor of the volume of shares you have will be put into consideration. So looking at it generally, DigiU will look at, okay, which country have more of the shares when they look at the share generally. Do you understand? So for instance, let's say country A has just only 100 partners, and those 100 partners have up to 1 billion shares. And then country B has up to 1,000 members or partners, and all they have is just 100,000 worth of shares. DigiU want to favor that country that has 1 billion with just only few partners. Why? Because their money will speak on their behalf, not just the volume alone. That is part A. Part B of it, when it comes to putting ICT park in different countries, as it were, it will be a bit different from the issue of the office. The office can be based on performance, But to an extent, the IT pack, the aim of the IT pack, okay, is it just to honor the country because they have performed very well, or which country will bring more sales or bring more money to DigiU? Let's just put it like that. If we set up an IT pack in Nigeria, what is the volume of business we are going to get? Can Nigeria give us, let's say we have a goal of 500 billion. And then when we look at another country, let's say Burkina Faso, for instance, what would they be able to give to us if we put that same IT pack in Burkina Faso? I think that would be the factor they will also look at why putting the IT pack in place, because office is to do more effective work relatively. And then a condition is met when it comes to investing in a country like IT Park or other things that DigiU have in mind. I think would be more of the fact that, okay, what money are we going to get? If we put so amount of money to build this IT Park, what amount of money are we going to get back? Then other factor that you will be look at is, okay, who would be the good manager to manage it? The issue of security, how safe is our investment? And I think those will be things that they will be looking at. Mr. Gerard and Mr. Junior can finalize on that. Thank you.
Okay, but
Yes,
Mr. Ram, your submission, is it a conclusive submission you are giving, or is just a contribution you are making?
In fact, I want to ask, because the way he talks as if he's even sleeping with the CEO. And you know, the reason why this question is important, you know, we have to be sure. We have to be sure. Pastor Ralph, let me really tell you why this question was asked. You see, last year, the CEO told us in Nigeria that if we are able to make $50,000 sales, that we will have an office. You understand? And it was not so, even up till now. You understand this? So, and now it's not a game of sales anymore. If you tell me that, then I will quote that and remind you that it didn't work that way. So we have to be sure of this, and we have to push this question to Mr. Jaya so that he push it over to them, and now we are sure going forward. That is why I really, really asked the question, because now we need to hold them by the word and say, okay, this is what you said, and we want it so. You understand? So it is important this question is thoroughly asked through themselves so that they give us a conclusive one. I don't want to really say that being an hammer before, but you know, I just have to say it now. So, but it's all right. Let's just, Mr. Gerard, I don't know what you have to say in this. You have a better light. You have been in the.
I have something to say, but Mr. Junior.
My own not a final one.
Yeah.
Do you understand? For me, the purpose of this meeting and what we are doing is to understand you and their mindset. We cannot tell them, we cannot say what they have not told us. So it's good to hold them by their word. So this is a based on previous experience and how business people think. Thanks.
Okay, I want to say something about the question. This question is that, in fact, we are a bit attentive on the criteria of the company. Maybe we would have gotten the answer already. Because I don't know how many weeks ago we had the list of the most, let's say, the most effective countries. First of all, we had two lists, if you remember. We had the top 10. So we had one list that was about the number of registration, and we also have another list that is the amount invested. So in fact, the company is looking at those two elements because first of all, we need to know maybe the most active countries. We see the number of registrations because the company is, let's say, is counting on those people that register. That means that are on the system to know that this country, they are working. That means the people we can really count, rely on in that country, these are the people, because there are too many people that are inside DigiU ecosystem. In another side, we also have the volume on investment. That means what people invested during all those times because they believe in the company. The company is true. It is true that the number of shares is important, but the company is not the first, or let's say among the first two criteria from the country, because someone may have known DigiU maybe at the beginning, and the person had maybe a package of, let's say, $2,000, and with all the multiplication, the snapshots times 11, and today the person may have maybe 1 million shares. According to some countries, it may be too much, but some other countries, they may have known DigiU maybe later on, but now they start working with the company, they register people, they invest. They may not have as much, let's say, too many shares like others, but they are most active. That means if now they want to build like a cluster data bank in some countries, they are going to look at the countries where the activities are a bit high, and those activities are generally seen in those two domains. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. I can add, following what you said, that, you know, there is a geopolitical and economical aspect. You know, talking about installing data center or a cluster, or I don't know, I can say an office. What you said is important, but also notice that there are some criteria talking about installing this kind of office or infrastructure. DigiU will look maybe, for example, the fiber connection, maybe the seaport, maybe the geopolitical situation of the country, how many investors, all those, you know, what you say have its own place. And now there will be a political aspect, talking about the government of the state, the contract, and so on. So we cannot say now that this country will have effectively a cluster or a data center, because there can be a lot of investors, a lot of share in a country, but the political situation of the country doesn't, how can I use the word, the right word to say this? You know,
support.
Yeah?
Support.
Yes, the geopolitical or the political situation cannot support this this installment, or maybe the government can reject. You understand? So this is the kind of aspect we need to take in account.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Gerard, for that. I think it's becoming more light and clear. So that means we have at least 3 directional focus: the investments, the number of people, and thank God we can new partners can still register even for RWA bank deposits. So we know the direction we are to walk in terms of the number of people to get into DigiU, the number of investors, and also political structure. So we have a 3-dimensional work structure. Thank you for that. And to also add to the ongoing, you know, I mentioned earlier that did you also need to reward the leaders, the staffs, you know, working and all that. And I remember the last time that you guys are coming down to the English speakers. So you know that we are like junior as far as DigiU is concerned, compared to the francophone countries in Africa. So I'm speaking for both Nigeria and Ghana now, at least for now. Maybe later some other countries. We are still awaiting your coming to our place. So we hope to have an answer as to when, because it's supposed to be July. When in August, we won't have clarity regarding that. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, thank you. I said to you before that the answer is not in my hand. You understand very well. I know that you understand that the answer is not in my hand. The last decision is in the hand of the CEO And at this time, he didn't say anything. I was asking, and asking. He told me to wait. I am waiting. What do you want me to do now, guy? I am waiting.
Okay, there are some questions in the YouTube chat. One question is, I think, from Gordon, Mr. Gordon, I think. For Mr. Gordon, I think. Why is it most of us are yet to be verified? That is a question. I don't know if Mr. Jewad can answer this question.
Come again, please.
Okay, there is one question in YouTube. Why is it that most of us are yet to be verified?
Talking about KYC?
Yes, of course. That means, why do we have too many people that are not verified in the ecosystem?
Yes, firstly, I don't know why. Because there are KYC available in many countries, but people are not doing KYC. So I don't know why. But now, in other cases, there are no KYC in some countries. You understand? So we cannot accuse them that why they are not doing KYC, because the feature is not available in the country. But the CEO told us that very soon, in fact, before the end of this year, it will be available of all the countries listed in the ecosystem. Means that the country that have at least maybe one investor, because if a country have one investor, this investor needs to be KYC. Means that the KYC need to be available for him in the countries. So all the countries who have the partners, the investor in the ecosystem, will have the opportunity to do the KYC before the end of the years. We have hope like that. Now, the other countries, KYC is already available. Some investors are trying to do the KYC, but they fail. The many problems, problem of ID cards, problem of bad quality of picture they are snapping. I don't know. There are various problems making partners do not succeeded in the KYC process. Now, I don't know why the other are not doing, why those who are failing do the KYC, don't continue to try again. I cannot answer to you because all of us, we need to try our best. And we have many videos explaining how to do a good KYC, how to take a good picture, how to snap the ID card of passport image so that the passport can be readable or clearly visible. I don't know. There is many video. You understand?
Okay, thank you very much. I don't know if there is another question. If there is another question, but in the forum, in fact, in YouTube, I'm not seeing another question again. On YouTube, I'm not seeing another question again.
So there is Pastor Raf. Have you another question, or Miss Rebecca? Have you something to say? Maybe before we close.
Okay, so basically, I don't have any question, but what I just want to say, or this is more or less like an encouragement to people who still have installments to pay. And I want to believe that the transparency of DigiU is very evident enough. And this is giving people like a sense of confidence. Yeah, you know, they have confidence in us before. But to add more to the confidence, and a partner of mine called me, I think that was yesterday. He called me and he just said, wow, he didn't know that there are people who are willing to put in a lot of money into DigiU. and is very surprised to see that people are having millions and millions of shares, then it means that people believe in this project. So I told him that from the beginning, from the time I knew about DigiU, I've not doubted them once, because this is a company that has showed you its roadmap. So it's more or less like for the investors, for the management of the company, the CEO, everyone knows what we are going to be doing in the next step. So this is an encouragement. If you were thinking of not completing your shares package, please and please go look for a way, complete your installment. And I know this is going to be the opportunity of a lifetime for someone that would be listening to this either today or another day. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gerard.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
and I can say something. Yes, go ahead. I will finish up.
Yeah, for me, there is no more question. It's coming like an encouragement, not just to the partners and investor, but also to the leadership. The foundation of DigiU has been laid solidly for good 5 years on the average. And then let's build massively on what we have. The shares, as she has mentioned, that individual that need to pay installment, pay. You need to expand your own now, expand while the offer for expansion remain. And then the RWA bank, another thing that DigiU have, let's continue to deepen the knowledge and disseminating it to our team, and globally we'll make more by doing that and have more impact. Like what Mr. Junior was telling us about South Africa. Many countries just they lie low, kind of, but you don't know that there are heavy investors in different countries. So it's now a good one for us that the foundation has been laid, and then we should now leverage on what we have and broadcast it to as many people as we can. Thank you.
Thank you too. Mr. Marvelous or Mr. Prince, something to say before we close?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Gerard. I just want to also encourage the people who will be listening to this, either currently listening or maybe later on after now, that we are in DigiU and we saw the light already. I personally was with the CEO when we went to CBN to discuss, and I can tell you, since that last year, my mind is made up on DigiU. It's fixed that this is a giant organization. I see the potential for growth, and I can tell you that if you probably are owning a little amount of shares now, and you still have the option to enlarge, it is not too late. Just do your best. You had it from the very beginning of this AMA that at some point in time, the enlargement option will no longer be there. So you have the opportunity now. Take advantage of it while it still lasts. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you. Thank you too. Mr. Junior.
Yes, I can say that, in fact, too many people, they have said too many things. In fact, there are still a lot to do. There are some things and revelation that I had concerning what we are doing, because first of all, we are in DigiU here. First of all, we have, let's say, we have, first of all, the realization and what is coming on, of course. And secondly, even if what I know that will come very soon. It is true, it's just because we do not have, all of us, we do not have the same spiritual background, and there are some, let's say, some other religions and so on that I respect, you see, and maybe they can be among us. And that is why I do not want to enter into some, let's say, some other kind of thing. But I want to say that I had some knowledge, or let's say revelation, about what we are doing now, and I really want to encourage us, because very soon those people that miss DigiU will really regret. I'm telling you the truth. So we are in one of the best opportunity of this century, and too many people will be aware of that very soon. Okay, thank you very much.
Now to add to what Junior, in addition,
to what Junior just said. Junior?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I'm getting you.
Beautiful. I like that aspect you just brought. Now, personally, I have come to understand and appreciate the fact that just like the Bible says, many have been called, but few are what? Few are chosen. And when you just look at us here, some from Cameroon, from Nigeria, from Ghana, and just by virtue of this opportunity, we have been able to form a family. We've not even met, but we still share the same mindset about just one opportunity, which we believe in, and we are pushing it with our all energy and privilege. Because to get that's something that comes, easily. But then it happened the way it happened. It just happened. When I look back, I realized this is divinity at work. And therefore, the same value, sometimes when I keep talking to my friends, I said, you see, what has happened? To be honest with you, there are people who have the capacity to get this kind of opportunity, but they just can't access this information. And even when you speak to them, they just don't get to see it. Now, some people feel because now they have some amount of money and therefore they have the luxury, but they've also forgotten that season keep changing. What is at hand in vogue today, in the next 5-10 years to come, it's no more in vogue. Something new will come and change and replace it. And what DigiU has done is that it's been able to give us the opportunity to see the world with a different perspective, to be able to understand that times are changing. Therefore, how do you secure your future? You can secure your future without stress, without struggle, just by me getting information and be able to key in and you become relevant. And so it is divine for us to understand that this is not just because we are smart enough or because we are too connected, but it's a divine opportunity that God has brought our ways as individuals. And therefore, if we cherish it in that regard and we stay committed in pushing it, our story will change the lives of other people, because this is not just about us here, but it's about other people whom God is going to bring our way as individual and collectively to be able to create a path for them to also have a better life. So it's an honor for us to be part of such a great opportunity. And that's why we are so optimistic. Whatever information we are able to gain access to, we want to push it to the latter to say that this thing becomes a reality, which of course it is a reality. But then the process is what we are going through to be able to actualize it. So once again, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. I will finally say this. Yes.
Okay, Mr. Jira, just to add my voice so that it won't be that I didn't mark my presence. Good day, everyone. So I think I love what someone said. The person made mention of that somebody catching revelation. I think it's very deep. So thank God we are not going into religion. At the same time, for some of us who have come on board the DigiU and are taking advantage of this project, just like we have said this over and over, that other projects came. Some of us could not take hold of it, maybe because, one, we were not informed, we didn't know about it. Some heard about it, they were incapacitated financially, and so many other. But thank God, no excuse anymore. We have entered into this. And so my little advice would be that if we still have opportunity to increase or enlarge, since it's still there, it's still available for that, I think it will be a good decision to do that while it lasts. And also to continue to propagate, to help others, to see what they are not seeing that we are seeing now, to open their eyes. I'm sure such people will appreciate us forever in their lifetime, that we help them also to, enter into something huge that they will also live for their generations to come. So for me, I'm so glad. I feel so much excited and elated every time I remember that, I'm with this project, as in I came on board the project. So it gives me joy. And I want others as well, other leaders, and those who will also be listening to this later, to also please help other people around you. This is the era of information technology. Let somebody around know about it. What you know, please tell others. I know DigiU has so many other projects. We have, just like we are looking at Apato, we are looking at RWA Bank and all that. We should please still make sure that this thing gets to other of our African people or any other friends of ours all over the world who that are yet to catch this revelation, that are yet to catch this understanding that the era we live in now and in the future to come is era of infotech. And that is where the actions are. And we must continue to say this. So that's just my own contribution. Thank you, sir.
That's powerful.
Okay. Thank you all. Yes. Thank you all for all the contribution. I will finally say this, that we are just in the beginning. Before the end of the year, DigiU will put in the ecosystem another product like DBank and so on. Go and check in the Webwise VC, Webwise Venture Capital Fund website. You will see a lot of product will come, planar finance and so on. And remember, please remember that at the end of the next year, we will pay dividend. At the end of the next year, we will pay dividend again. And dividend will be the result of maybe more than 20 products. We already paid dividend 6 times. We pay the most biggest dividend at 0.00043 cents or something like that with only one product. Now we will pay dividend with more of 20 products. You will hear at the end of the September talking about the massive, the spectacular token generation event of Eywa. This will be a massive event in the DigiU conglomerate. Next year, how many shares will you have? Will you calculate with the dividend they will be paid? Are you inside the ecosystem to continue to live a poor life, or will you experience breakthrough? That is the question I leave with you guys. Come inside. Those who have already bought the package, enlarge. It will be difficult, but you will not die. After the desert, you will go inside, you will enter Canaan, you will enter your Canaan. When you will multiply, for example, $0.1 with your share, you will be happy. When you will multiply the amount of the dividend, they will be paid next year with the amount of your share, you will rejoice. And I have hope that we will rejoice together. So it is not time to rest. It is time to invest. It is time to push hard so that when this small door remaining open will close, you will see, oh, thank God, I have done my own job. Okay, guys. Next time, maybe we'll be talking about RWA Bank, Apato, Marketplace, and the other upcoming products. At this time, I tell you, okay, what can I say else? Good night for all. May God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right.